Hello and welcome back to Lost in Syberia here on the S Rank channel. My name is Ethan and I'm playing through every single one of these Syberia titles. Again, going through the PlayStation 3 versions of 1 and 2. I guess probably PlayStation versions for all of them. I did look up after last episode and there is a DS port of this first game that has incredibly low scores. So maybe that would be fun to play as an addendum bonus thing at some point. But I enjoyed that first episode, and I'm keen to continue. So far, we have 3 different colored punch cards. We can't examine them, so they're just to be used for something, probably to let us maybe in the building. We got a couple newspapers and stuff. And that's that. Trying to get into this funeral building. We have 3 run buttons. This is crucial. 3 run buttons. I wish I could stack all of them. Would the punch cards maybe work? Are they like for... I assume punch card is in like clocking in and clocking out, but there was a machine up top with the organs. I wonder if that's actually music? Worth a shot. It's like the Final Fantasy VII drone. Oh, the bird left.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Right, I have to press square to open the menu. Oh, okay. Video playback. Wedding music. Okay. One of these will do a thing I want. I like the somber strings, the foreboding weather music. Oh, he hears the music and then...
I no longer need these punch cards.
I don't get to listen to Blue? Or was Red the one I didn't do? I mean, I am glad that the game was like, you don't need this anymore. Kind of looks like a double-barreled shotgun at the top of the elevator there. Like, you know, sideways. Like, kablam. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Long run. I take it we're supposed to put something in the hat. Right, something plus shaped. Would you like to take a newspaper? Or a fax machine letter? Also known as a fax? I showed Devin at some point, this is maybe a week or 2 ago, I texted him, someone, I saw this tweet on Twitter, someone had made, like a mini fax machine, basically used receipt paper. Like you just, imagine just a big-ass little brick that you plugged into an outlet on your wall that then is connected to your Wi-Fi and prints it out. And oh, that's really interesting and neat. I would love to have something like that. But the dude made it, so it would be something maybe that dude would sell, whatever. It probably wouldn't have been worth it. But then I found out, yeah, all of the programming was he had done with AI, with Claude. Yeah. Never mind. Not for me. Asking on the graves isn't bad. Okay, so we need a thing. Might go back inside the building again from
I've got to find another way around. That door is locked.
Right, that was locked last time too. Can't walk to this side? What am I getting stuck on? It's like, how these games work is there's collision data for the 3D character model, right? You know, where you can physically move, where the player is able to move. And that is obviously like an invisible, like, layer, right? It's masked around, obviously, things here. And for this table, they just... What am I stuck on now? It's like a pure rectangle they did. Oh, can I take this? Is this what goes? Like, I haven't been able to interact with this. I mean, this thing is plus shaped. Credit. Okay, that doesn't imply she puts it back. Like to pray. It's American lawyer. What she's willing to do. Okay, let's go back to... There was nothing upstairs to grab. Let's go back to where the hat was, where we're going to put a thing in it, and look around there. If not, are we going back into town? Did I not have picked difficult as the option?
I need a key.
Okay, that confirms it. I think how this guy's like got a big ass cape. Oh. Okay. Let's check over here one more time. I get caught up on just the jagged geometry paths. It's like part of me is also like wanting to go to the edges because like that's where you would put something. If there was something in the grass in front of this grave, I would want to walk over here. But I walk up here and like I'm getting stuck. You know what I mean? Go to touch an edge and it's like everything has like jagged edges. You have to like do a reverse. Glad this game doesn't have tank controls. Don't tell David. That would just make this game much harder. It would take every moving around, like the backtracking stuff, that much longer to do. I like tank controls. Don't get me wrong. I think they work. You do it in real life. Can I go this way? No. Wait. I don't want to do that. You can stand on the light. Stand on the light. Stand on business. I'm hearing the flowing of water, and that's a still image. You know, if this game is 2002, I didn't really look. It's the last time. In this case, I don't think it has a manual in it. It does the thing that was the 2010s and onwards, you know, mid to late 2010s and onwards. Oh, the stinger. Where like the inside cover is your health and safety warning stuff, so they don't need to have any sort of printout in there at all, but some sort of like, I don't know what I want. The collection should say, this game came out in 2002, and this, and you go, how old is the sequel, I guess, in relative to this one? Would they have changed some things? I need a key. Where am I even gonna look?
No point. It's locked.
Okay. I can't go further left here, right? Again, you just get caught. It's like, it's hard to do with the frame. I didn't even acknowledge the frame last episode. There's a frame. Whatever, you see it. But, you know, my window that I can show things with my hands is small. But, like, how I feel like the character movement and collision data are working in this title is that basically as you go to hit a wall, it's like pushing you back, obviously, and it's not allowing you to move forward. But it's not allowing you to move at all unless you're heading, vector. Your heading vector, your character's heading vector is perpendicular to the surface. Like, completely. Not, like, at an angle. This isn't like you can walk at an angle along a wall and, like, still have a lateral movement, you know what I mean? Like, no, you need to be moving perpendicular to the surface. Going in.
Oh no. I forgot the notary will be resting.
Okay, hey, that's one less person to talk to. That only narrows it down. Can I approve my fax?
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Okay, well, it is currently either 10 afternoon or we just struck 2. I'm looking at the clock at the top right corner. They look to me like they are the same size. I feel like I've come to the conclusion that this game is stretched. Because why is... I don't know, maybe this icon could just be like an oval like that. I don't know. But then I look at the top of the arch here, like, you know, follow her head upwards. That looks pretty perfectly circular. Even if it's not dead on to the camera. I don't know, I did a quick Google. I don't even think the version of this game on Steam is like in HD. I don't know. The power of PlayStation. Because would they really have had extended, you know what I mean, full 16:9 versions of all these backgrounds? I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
Doesn't look like that works.
Huh.
Doesn't look like that works. Doesn't look...
I would think that, like, there's nothing out here for me to grab. Because titles of this vintage, adventure games of this vintage, to my understanding, tend to be very, like, all of the interactables and objects that are obtainable, all of the interactables and obtainables, whatever, are laid out to bear no matter the state of the game. If you can get to that spot, you can pick it up. So it isn't like, now that we know we need some sort of plus-shaped key object obtainable, it doesn't now mean that it's now spawned somewhere where, like, oh, now you can get it. Unless we walk back and, like, a character is now doing something else, I am not under the impression that that it would be any different walking into this building now than before. Like, I bet that this guy is not going to state anything different.
Miss Walker?
You have the same options.
Could you tell me where I can find a notary here in Valadilene?
We only have one.
I'm gonna go look around.
As you like.
He's still stuck at beginning of the episode. Thought he would be a bigger character. Shuts off here. New music is just for outside? No music unless you are outside. Yeah, in screens like that, the door is on the edge, so, like, it's not cut off. Was the game just presented in 16:9 and letterboxed? Or are the top and bottoms cut off? And we're preserving... I gotta look. I'll let you know next episode. Alright, I'll just talk to this guy again.
Hello again.
If you have 5...
I am sorry.
I mean, I guess there is the thing of, like, equipping something and, like, handing it. You know what I mean? And then interacting with a guy. I don't think I've done that. Like, I don't think I've had anything accidentally equipped. Let's see. God damn that music. I want in that remaster, when I get there, to have this music be fully reorchestrated, a brand new arrangement, and I want that trombone stinger to be, or baritone, tuba, whatever it is, the low brass instrument that makes that stinger sound, to just be triumphantly loud. That's it. Okay, so you walk closer to the gate. We have a zoomed in version of the gate. I mean, I think that's just for when the gate was closed. This is locked.
Gotta find another way around.
She doesn't even know that. I guess I could go up the elevator again. There's a trophy for speedrunning this game in under 6 hours. On, I guess, this difficulty, because I think it's a no hints. Not gonna be something we go for. That would have to be something where, like, I would do that on my own afterwards. Which, in and of itself... Oh, is that just a cross? It could be, maybe, a bonus episode. Here's a long play. I probably wouldn't talk. I like how belabored this automaton is looking. Yeah, there's... Didn't know if, like, maybe I could stick my hand off to the left. But nope. Time to give Olivia a call. Can I answer, Olivia? Pick up the phone.
You have reached Olivia Parker. I'm sorry I cannot take your call. Please do call again soon. Ciao.
Leave a voicemail. Ask her for help. Phone's so dirty looking. Why does the phone have to have like chipped paint on metal texture? See that next to the call button. Like off to the left. Also, wait, hold on a second. Maybe this is an American thing, but like ABC, that should start with the number 1. Yeah, and then 9 as WXYZ? PQRS on 7? Because, like, you know, still happens, mainly for law firms. I guess she's a lawyer. You know what I mean? You see a commercial and like, oh yeah, call 1-800 and then a word is there because, you know, spell it out with that because like 134 or whatever is, you know, the first 3 letters, something like that, right? Completely different in Europe. Okay, there's nothing up here. Do I go back inside the dwelling? Where is anyone? I was able to walk inside like some priest's at least common space, you know, where they can pray privately, store some clergy robes and adornments. I don't know anything about religion in terms of the specificities. I'm probably sure I used wrong terminology there, but like having to like move the car around just so, okay, there's nothing. And like because this is you can see the shadow. Like look at where her feet is. You can see where the shadow doesn't touch because that is a different layer or whatever. So now you can see the polygonal edges of the environment. At least in the direction the shadow was. There is nothing here. But again, can I walk up to this? This is some sort of, I don't know what. Like not quite mausoleum looking thing. Anything off the beaten path here? I mean, the answer is like no, right? But the mask on this stone pillar of sorts isn't perfect. Didn't do the edge correctly. Ugh. Can I just shovel my papers in there? I don't have a key. Oh god, what if I go an episode without progress? Holy shit. I mean, I guess I'm running all the way back over here. Gotta be able to figure this out. Gotta be able to figure this out. Okay. I know it's like the gears in the bottom left corner of the screen, I believe, are auto-saving stuff. Hold on, what? Okay, I see this freaking crank. And I do not see how it interacts. I am unable to open multiple drawers. I opened something. Oh, damn, I thought it was like actually going to reflect on the image. Like, interacting with this, nothing. Okay? No, I'm pressing the X button. And like, it's still an option. Okay. Priest confession. Okay. Well, let me read this. Okay. To my successor, the Valadilene parish priest. The sanctity of confession is a sacred vow. So these revelations are the result of much soul-searching and reflection. One day in March of 1938, Rudolf Vorarlberg knocked at my door. I was a young priest and was overawed by the dominant personality of the town's most important figure. I remember it was raining that day, and beneath his dripping hair, Monsieur Vorarlberg's face was the very expression of eternal pain itself. Through gritted teeth, his eyes swimming with grief, he announced that his son Hans had just died. He wanted me to come immediately to bless the body. I entered the dark drawing room at the family home. Hans' coffin was set in the middle, sealed shut. Monsieur Vorarlberg explained to me that he wanted no one to see the body of his son. Hans's badly mangled corpse had been discovered at the bottom of a precipice. It was presumed that he had slipped and fallen badly. Despite his 18 years of age, the young Vorarlberg did not have all of his faculties. I believed him. I led the funeral and officiated the mass and burial. We buried Hans Vorarlberg with all the dignity and solemnity befitting such a tragedy. Life indeed hangs by a thread, and I would have surely forgotten this episode only several years later, after her father's death. Anna Vorarlberg had an accident at the factory and nearly died. Such a close call with death seemed to awake in her a need to confess. What I heard that day would haunt my dreams thereafter. She told me that the body of her younger brother Hans was not at rest in the family tomb for the simple reason that he was still alive. I had blessed and sacrificed an empty coffin. I had assisted and sanctioned a masquerade staged by Rudolf Vorarlberg himself to exercise the blind hatred he felt for his son. His son had left and he felt betrayed. A man who preferred to believe and make others believe his son was dead rather than accept this truth had shamefully deceived me. What kind of priest was I? And what kind of priest would I become? Our merciful Father alone will be my judge. Did he kill himself? It is my duty to inform you that one of your flock is still unaccounted for. I leave this terrible secret in your hands to do what you will. Leon Bonnard, priest. Okay. That's right, because all these drawers were out farther than the middle one. Yeah, I pressed it one too many times and still needed to trigger all of those sound effects, but they didn't interrupt each other. They just queued up. Okay. Hey, there's progress nonetheless. Glad I went back inside. Alright, I just did a test there because I didn't remember if I subconsciously realized this from playing last episode, but the fact that there isn't tank controls in this means that if you hold a direction, like in this case I'm holding downish, you go to a screen transition, she will move in that direction relative to herself, like relative to the world, the map, like a Mario. Or in reality, you want the direction to be held so that she keeps going in the direction that she's already facing, because that's what makes sense. Oh. All right. New screen. Okay, the Vorarlbergs. So this is an actual mausoleum. Sealed shut, huh? Press cuts. Valadilene voice cylinder. Oh, like an actual cut of a newspaper. I see. On the 1938. Mountain fall kills local figure. Vorarlberg family was struck by tragedy yesterday. Rudolf Vorarlberg discovered the lifeless body of his son Hans at the bottom of a precipice. Loose rocks and poor visibility occasioned by the morning mist were probably the cause of the young man's fall. This is the theory put forward by the family, as there were no witnesses. Hans had just turned 18 years of age. 8 years ago, he suffered a similar serious accident from which he never fully recovered the full use of his mental faculties. Despite living almost as a recluse, he was still a well-known figure, as the future of Vorarlberg manufacturing lay in his hands. We at the Valadilene Gazette wish to extend our deepest sympathy to his family and express our sincere condolences to Rudolf Vorarlberg and his daughter Anna, who today becomes the sole inheritor of the automaton factory. It says press cuts at the moment. Oh wait, no, the page is see-through. I see. Can I defile anyone else's grave? Alright, I have a voice cylinder. What would I do with a voice cylinder? Is this like, a recording? Like, could I find like some sort of gramophone device that would read this? Or is this, yeah, what a voice? Let me just make sure I read that correctly. Valadilene voice cylinder. Okay, so it's not. Okay. I take it we are probably done with Funeral Town. Let's go back to Low Brass Stinger Town. Okay, where would I insert? This is not a game where talking to people gives you any information beyond their intended purpose. I can't just talk to that guy and they'll be like, "Oh, as you have a thing, well, you could go and I don't know."
Doesn't look like that worked. Doesn't look.
Okay. Doesn't get put there. I doubt that this would fit inside this stamp machine, but giving it a try. Is this a stupid thing I'm doing? Am I wasting my time? No, it's still 10 afternoon or 2. One of those. It is still one of those 2 times. I mean, this over here said it's locked. Like, it didn't say, like, there's a cylindrical hole here.
Point.
And the organ playing, music playing thing at the top of the the elevator shaft thing was a card slot, so not sorry, not usable with this.
Hello again.
If you have 5...
I am sorry. I really am in a hurry.
Ah...
Yeah, even in HD, that guy is still very low res. Alright, well, this guy
I'm back again.
Miss Walker?
Could you tell me where
Oh.
We only have...
I'm gonna go look around.
As you like.
I didn't try that dude's door because maybe be like, hey, I found this. Oh, that's a clue. Like maybe he's more of a help than I gave him credit for. One thing I think is happening for those like weird like held frames when we have a screen transition, as I think it's because again pre-rendered everything here. I think it's taking our 3D character model and rendering to texture for position and direction and all that stuff for coordinates and facing vector. And rendering that to the texture of the image so that it can fade properly. Because I noticed that she gets a little bit blurry when that happens because it's going to...
Oh no, I forgot the notary will be resting.
Can't talk to him. It's so quick, but that might explain rather why there is such a pause, because it's doing some math. And the math it's doing it's so old, you know what I mean? The process of it. I just think it's cool that they even bothered to do this 2-game collection on PlayStation 3. Like, was this even on 360? I should look.
I'm back again.
Miss Walker?
The young boy who was here...
Momo was talking about...
I think
Are you leaving already?
No, I'm not leaving.
We would love...
Oh, it's okay.
You
I'm
said
gonna
all
go
that
look around
stuff
Valadilene.
before.
As you like, man.
You don't have a machine I can put this in? Wait a second. Can I... No, I can't examine... I have a priest confession. Olivia? Haven't even met this character. We found out Dan is her husband.
You have...
Gotta wait for her to put the phone away. I mean, I don't want to call the boss. It sounds like he sucks. Oh, Mom.
Sorry.
Call her husband. Not happy with her.
Dan Foster isn't around to take your call right now.
Dan Foster, Kate Walker. Interesting. Same last name. No other hotel guests I can bother. We really do go from 1 to 6. Can't walk this way, so really this is not that explorable of a place. Okay, her head is snapping to this. Ugh. Voice cylinder. Voice cylinder. Voice cylinder. Was there maybe... trying to think back to like the priest's room. There wasn't anything... So the things that we have left to interact with that we have yet to do are the door way down at the end of the whole thing that just says, it's locked. And then this other door that has these 3 things you can interact with, one of them clearly being just like the yes handle, the validate handle. Neither of them obviously didn't do anything. I interacted with this thing equipped. Nothing happened. Did I maybe miss something in the mausoleum? I missed something? This guy had nothing to say. I'm gonna walk on the light again. Stand on it. I mean, and there was nothing to interact with at all in the side path over here. And I doubt that this would just open now.
Gotta find another way.
Another way around? What do you mean? You haven't gone in there. Let's head on in. I see, this is just to leave. I saw that icon and I'm like, is there something to pick up? Okay, I have nothing. It's cool, they got these like art and deco lights going on. Alright, well, now I have a thing. So before, we found a keyhole, but no, we had to find the object to put it with. Now I have an object, but I don't know what to put it with it. You know? Back to the priest lair. This American lawyer. She does not know where to put the Valadilene voice cylinder. Like hucking it at this tree. Cha. Chow. Just how she walks up the stairs, how she snaps to the stairs and walks up, it reminds me so much of The Sims 1. Which would have been like, what, 99? I love that game. I also like The Sims 2, but I haven't played it in recent years.
That door is locked.
But I replayed The Sims 1 with that EA collection that they did last year. Very surprising. And there was a fan, like, repackaging of The Sims 2 stuff. Because, like, I mean, I have somewhere all of those Sims 2 discs and expansions and all that somewhere. It'd be very cool to find out where those were, but, you know, like, those don't work. You know, I'd have to run them on an older machine, like I do for the fishing streams when we do an old PC title. Okay, I mean, was there a... I mean, I feel silly because, like, no, this... Voice cylinder. Let's think here. As she stares at us. So far, fortunately, there really isn't much... there aren't many locales that we can go to. So we can kind of run up and down the strip here, and it really is just like a singular strip. But it's deceptive because it feels like there are like more road to walk down and stuff like that, but there isn't. Man. Like I sat there being like, what? Let's think this through. What can I? But this might be the situation, a situation where I have yet to, like on a screen we've already been on, bump into a thing. I mean, I'll take this upstairs again. Like, will it let me now interact with the organ pipes themselves in a way that we couldn't before? Because this game so far hasn't done that. Again, every interactable and every obtainable are laid bare at all times. But I mean, they still let you look over here. Like, I mean...
I don't need to do that again.
Okay, I mean, that's a very definitive phrase. Also, do you really think a bird would lay a nest on top of a crate like that? And not just, like, up in a corner? Man, this is auto-saving often.
I've got to find another way.
I swear a map would be great. I mean, what is the purpose of this? This was found in the coffin, along with the voice cylinder. This is information we already know, and already would know, no matter what. Assuming we read, you know. Like... There's not a clue in there. A clue in here. I mean, we also picked up an advertising brochure Um, so it's not like everything will have a use. Oh, wait. Can I interact with the statue here again? No. Damn. I didn't know if, like, me putting the cylinder in his hands would, like, trigger the guy to wake up and be like, oh shit, you found a cylinder. It's fucking insane. Holy shit. You know, he gets really excited. Whoa. Screen just, like, bugged out.
No point. It's locked.
I can't knock on the door and be like, hey, what the fuck am I holding? A voice cylinder. Alright, only interactable. Oh, what? Telescopic key?
Great. What now, then?
Perhaps you will find out more in the Vorarlberg factory archives. You will find the key in the waiting room.
Whoa. Okay. I think we can now... Again, I didn't bump into that corner. I think we can... Now... There we go.
Doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like that.
Okay, so we could have entered here earlier. Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad. Oh, it's like Silent Hill 2. Okay. 5 paths. One of them is the way we came. Let's see. And here leads to what I imagine to be the factory proper. Of Vorarlberg. Okay. Well. Sure, there's plenty to do here. So, have the automatons actually be part of the assembly in the factory? Okay, clearly we picked something up there. Can't go that way. I don't think. Okay. Okay. Right. Let there be life. Or let there be light. Light switches.
It doesn't work.
Damn, it does. She really is an adventure game protagonist. She's just doing shit. You know what I mean? She's not even justifying to herself out loud why she would even be in here. She gave like a line about having to do some research, obviously, but oh, I can move again. Alright, we've, I believe, set the factory in motion, maybe? go up these stairs. Ah, I was like, are they gonna show her walking up the whole set of stairs? All right, there's a door there. Really do get stuck on everything. I hope that didn't change. Master. Yeah, we want to stay really faithful. I think it's really funny that Ethan gets stuck on the walls. I mean, just the solid fact that the game wouldn't be pre-rendered means that they would have a more intricate collision system. Yeah, we got books.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Got a music cylinder. Okay, hold on.
Hon, where are you hiding? We've got to go home. We're late. Very late. Anna, over there. What do you mean, over there? Please, Hans, we've got to go. It's a secret. You've got to swear. Okay. I, Anna Vorarlberg, swear to my brother Hans to never ever mention this to anyone.
It's right there! You see? But it's dark in there. Don't worry, I took a lantern. From the factory. Girls, honestly.
You won't look so clever when Father notices you've stolen one of his lanterns. Oh, I'm all covered in mud because of you.
Look, Anna.
Just walk better.
Look.
You got mud on your own
I've
feet.
seen paintings like this in a library book. They're like
You swore, Anna. It's a secret between you and me. Hey, look. There's something else up there.
Oh, come on.
It's like a toy. I have to have it. Give me some light.
But Hans, it's much too high.
Now this is where he falls and
Do be careful, Hans.
becomes simple or village idiot.
Hans, be careful.
Or no, that was the other little boy. Okay, that's not that high.
Weeks my brother lay in a coma, hanging between life and death. And then one morning he opened his eyes, but I knew he would never be the same again. We never did return to the cave, and to this day, I have never ever betrayed our secret.
But I did record this. Oh, okay. Okay. And I can't interact anymore. Locomotive. I assume they have trains if they have planes, and it's 2002.
Oh my gosh. Invoices, more invoices. I never knew the factory was in such a bad way financially. These last 2 years must have been very hard for Anna Vorarlberg.
Penalty charges, unpaid invoices. Oof. Oh, wait, that's a period at the end there. Okay, yeah, I mean, just shy of 50,000 francs. Wait, when did... Okay, so this is definitely in France. What year did France adopt the euro? I know they were later than the other countries. What year did France adopt the euro? Top democracy was the second option. 99. January 1st, 99. Okay. They spend 4 years making this game? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of like overlap where it's like, yeah, your francs still spend, like you don't need to exchange them. I guess. Okay. Oh, wait. This is from Aerotin. Shows them 47.7 thousand francs. Another company, Fontenary Carpentry, she owes 80K in francs. The bank. Oh. Yours in dear friendship. I'll read this out. I find myself under the obligation to undertake certain procedures against your company, a situation I find particularly painful given the special relationship our bank has enjoyed with your company over the years. You yourself admit that, for some time, Vorarlberg Manufacturing has become a financial liability. Due to shareholder and partnership pressure, I am no longer able to underwrite your debts with the bank. I'm sorry to say that we are obliged to comply with the economic imperatives of the era. It is for this reason that I beg you to accept the American investor's proposal. That you take over at a fortuitous moment as it is the only way to swell your accounts and settle your debts. It will also enable Vorarlberg Manufacturing to stay afloat, streamline production, and modernize production techniques. You will thus be able to keep the Vorarlberg name alive. One that in its day was a guarantee of quality and a savoir-faire. I should Google that. Please believe me, Anna, when I say that I offer this advice not just as a banker, but also as an old friend who desires nothing but good for you. I know that such a decision cannot be taken easily. You can truly hold your head up high, my dear Anna. Be proud of your achievements throughout the years. Deepest apologies for bearing such unpleasant news, as I remain at your entire disposal should you need me. Gustave Passeret. Okay. I didn't take those documents with me.
Invoices, more invoices. I never knew the factory was in such a bad way financially. These last 2 years must have been very hard for Anna Vorarlberg.
Wait in order to... Okay. Dear Hans, I know how much you dislike the written word, but I do not have the time to forge you a voice cylinder. I imagine that someone in your entourage will be kind enough for you to read these few lines to you. I received your latest set of plans. Your project... I had to make... That's what the train is. Project is extraordinary. Your all-time masterpiece, perhaps. Time seems to have had no effort on your genius. Quite the contrary. I am proud of you, my dear little brother. Sometimes I find it hard to believe that a century has gone... That a century has gone? By since the last time I saw you? That's just a figure of speech I'm unaware of? It would be last century. She died at 86. Whatever. It seems like only yesterday that you rushed away from Valadilene. We undertook production immediately, following your instructions to the letter. The locomotive was ready within a week. If only you could see it. But you will see it. That much I have promised you. It is magnificent. It seems impatient to set out on its maiden voyage. There's only Oscar left to build. I hope I will finish him soon. But as you can imagine, his mechanism is complex and takes a great deal of time and handiwork. Okay, and the minister there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand you wish me to bring you that cursed prehistoric doll, the very thought of which I wonder if it is still in the cave, and if it is, what state it is in. Well, what does 60 years matter? Okay, so now, after all, to an object already several thousand years old, I'm going to find it. Hans, I promise you. I have a bit of a nasty flu at the moment. Builder. You're just running me down a little. It should be better in a few days, though. The sale of the factory is taking shape. The lawyer from New York should be visiting, and we should be able to sign the contracts. Then I shall... ... Oh. Interesting. No music in here. I'm able to walk behind the desk. God. Let me out. I have to, like, There's like a narrow channel, like a straight, maybe, that you have to be going through. Okay. I want to end on an interesting note here for this episode, but let's see what we have going on here.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Punch card. Okay, this looks complicated. Why don't we save this for next time? Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. There's a lot of stuff here on S-Rank. I will see you guys next time. And as always, don't be lost. I don't have any outros. Didn't even think of the word outro. See ya.